What's up, y'all? It's Montreal, Canada's own. It's your boy Sid, and I'm coming back. I'm returning back, and I got big things to come. And I'm happy to be back here with you guys. As you know, I took a little bit of time off, but as I mentioned before, because of my guy Jay Tuck, he lit a fire under my butt the other day, and I said, you know what? Time to get back in this. But without further ado, let's bring that guy, my dude that always has my back. And I love this guy, man. And we're bringing big things. He's doing big things. So let's get it started. Let's bring him in. Yo, what's up, my guy, Jay Tuck?
Yo, man, it feels good to be back, man. It feels like home, man. Having my brother Sid back, man. Sid, welcome back, man. We've missed you. Now, I since you've been gone, I've been battling all these Eagles fans on my own, man. Salute to my guy Rome Cowboys fan talk, man. But we've been in the midst of things, man. But I needed my guy Sid with me. So, this
Yeah.
this next season coming up, man, I'm gonna need you because Philly Notion was kind of flapping around. Last season was bad, man, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna humble him, man. So
Trust me, I got those phone calls from Philly Notion. Even though I wasn't doing anything, this guy was still FaceTiming me and talking all that trash.
yeah,
But
out
the
of
only thing I
control.
gotta say is we got a trophy Super Bowl. They didn't.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all.
They got a patch. They got a patch or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I'm glad to be doing this with you, man, because I was doing a lot of studying today, man, because I've been so don't get it wrong. I did not miss a game this year.
Mhm,
I did come on your show once or twice, I think, throughout the season. And listen, a lot has changed.
mhm,
We have a lot of work to do,
mhm.
as you know. There's a lot upcoming changes that, and we're gonna go through it today. We're gonna, I know you don't have much time, so we're gonna try and cover as much as we can today. But for sure, a lot of changes and a lot of rumors. A
Mhm,
lot of rumors are floating around.
mhm.
So definitely, I want to see what you think about what's going on. I haven't done my homework on the draft, so please don't throw any
Good.
draft questions
You good,
out,
man. You good.
out there on me. I,
Yeah.
I will get on that, but I want to cover some of the things that's been going on because we reconstructed a lot of players' contracts.
Mhm,
We opened up a lot of cap space. So it's out there. What is Dallas gonna do with all this cap space money that we got?
mhm.
So, and I think that's where we need to cover some of the rumors. I know from what I went and did a lot of my research and we reconstructed a lot, but I covered the guys that I think matter the most.
Mhm.
There was one that was kind of surprised about. We'll talk about the one I wasn't, but I was really surprised about Van Der Esch re-signing
Mm.
with the Cowboys with 2 years because at the end of the season there was rumors floating around that they weren't going to re-sign him,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden, boom, we're re-signing him for 2 years, 11 mil.
Mhm.
What do you think the reasoning behind that is? Because I don't feel that we needed to make that move to keep Van Der Esch with who we had.
Yeah, well, I feel like when it comes to Leighton Vander Esch, right, it's been up and down. We know what he brought his rookie season with him and Jalen Smith. There's been some injuries in between time, but last year I feel like is one of his best years. And when he actually went out with this minor injury, we were all screaming, "We need Vander Esch back." So we saw the difference that he actually makes. I think from the Cowboys standpoint, they're very high on Van Der Esch. They like their homegrown talent, but they wanted to see what is the market value outside of Dallas. And when it came to Van Der Esch, I don't think there was a lot of high market value for Van Der
Mhm,
Esch. So that's why the Cowboys are willing to work with them. I know there was the conversations about possibly signing on from Bobby Wagner and
mhm.
replacing Van Der Esch, right? But once again, you said 2 years, $11 million. That fits right in the scheme of things when it comes from the Cowboys cap structure, like getting a guy that's, has that upside that knows your defense. He's a leader in the locker room, leader to Micah Parsons, most
Yeah.
importantly, and you can get him for a fair amount. So I feel like the Dallas Cowboys just found the value in Leighton Vander Esch, which is why they brought him back. I feel like if he wanted to get greedy and go for a much substantial amount, it wouldn't have happened. But 2 years, $11 million, that's perfectly fair, especially after we gave him a 1 year deal last year.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that. And I think Van Der Esch is comfortable in Dallas.
Hmm.
Like you said, he's a leader in the locker room. I think he's working with a lot of the younger guys. He's one of those guys that he goes out there and does what he has to do on the field, and he's always in it.
Mhm.
I always see all of a sudden, you look at the bottom part, here's Van Der Esch coming up, and he's explosive and he gets to the ball fairly quickly.
Mhm.
And m- I was worried about, when we were talking a few years back, we go back. Have you gone and watched back some of our old videos?
So
Because
so so funny thing, man. I posted it the other day, like a few weeks ago, man. Because what my encourage is, Sid, it's just a lot of people see what we do and how
mm,
far we've come. And
hmm
my
hmm
message I send to everyone is just start. So I was vulnerable, man. I posted my very first video, and people who haven't seen that video, this room was bare. It was empty. I had no facial hair. I just had my laptop on the desk. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows that a lot of people just don't have the courage to do what we do, but you just got to
yeah,
start somewhere, man. And I say, I'm always thankful for you. I was just telling my wife a second ago, I was like, I'm about to go on the show with Sid. She's like, Sid, he's back. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I see you're excited to have your brother back. And I was like, yes, because I remember that very first time I had someone in my YouTube comments and was like, hey, man, reach out to me. I want to work with you. And I was like, oh my God, that's
yeah, yeah.
someone actually likes what I want to do, man. So, it just shows how far we come. But we was rookies back there. We didn't know what the hell we was doing. We're just having fun. But I still continue to keep that at the forefront, man. I'm still having fun. 2 years, well, hell, 3 years in now. So
Yeah, 100%. And the reason why I was saying, yeah, and I'm still a rookie. You went like this. I stopped, and you just took off. But I'm happy for you, man. You're doing big things, and I
like,
hope we could continue to grow, both of us. And that's why we do this, right? We
yeah,
do this
let's do
because
it for the
we,
both of us, man. If I'm at
yeah.
the top, you at the top with me, my guy.
I hear you. So the reason why I said, did you go back and look at some of our videos? Because I remember I went back and looked at one of our videos, and we were talking about Van Der Esch and how we weren't, confident in him because of his injuries, and he was injury prone, and so on. And I think last year was the first season that we didn't really have to worry about that.
Yeah, so actually, I always joke, right? And I'm kind of saying this in tongue in cheek, right? I feel like the cure for Leighton Vander Esch's injuries was Micah Parsons. Like, as soon as we got Micah Parsons and Vander Esch get hurt ever again, because he knew if he came up off that field, man, it was a wrap. So you go back to 2022 or 2021 season, right? He didn't miss not one game. Like, okay. And then he got the 1-year deal this year. I think he missed 3 to 4 games this year. But for the most part, he's been fairly healthy. So hopefully
Yeah,
that continues. But if it doesn't, right, 2 years once again for $11 million sounds fair for a player who's kind of, a veteran guy, has some injury problems, but he's solid. So yeah, but that was my concern back then. It's like, bro, can you stay healthy?
yeah,
That
yeah.
draft, and when we drafted him, I like he had a neck injury in college,
Yep.
stingers, different things like that. So, but it's worked out for Van Der Esch. And I feel like he's a good aspect to this team, and I feel like Dan Quinn really likes him and trusts him as well, which is the most important thing.
Exactly. And you mentioned Parker and when Michael Parsons, and we're not going to really talk much about him today, but he
Mhm.
lit a fire under a few people. D-Law,
Mhm.
need us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there. D-Law kind of woke his ass up a little bit, and I'm happy with that because remember I wasn't a big D-Law fan, but I
Mhm.
am now.
Mhm.
He's gotten my confidence back, and we're going to talk about him a little bit later on.
Mhm.
So with that being said, one of the biggest reconstructions I saw was Dak,
Mhm.
right? Um, we did a contract extension. He currently sits at 49.2 million,
Mhm.
hit against the Cowboys cap space. By giving that the contract extension, it cleared up more than $22 million in cap space.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm happy with that,
Mhm.
and I'm happy with Dak. I will. Me and you, we always went to bat for Dak, and
Mhm.
all the Dak haters out there, Chico, that's one of my boys. I'm calling out one of my boys right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, he's not the one. He's not the one. Um, what do you think about that? Do you think Dak is our future QB? And do you think Dak can get us to that Super Bowl? Because I do. Yes, he had a rough season. Let's be honest. He threw 15 interceptions this year, which hurt us. And we discussed this when I was on your channel a couple, throughout the season. I said when Dak throws the ball over the middle,
Mhm.
he scares me. And he
Mhm.
did that game, and he threw 2 picks. And I
Mhm.
remember, and I was so mad.
Yeah.
And that's the problem I'm having with Dak right now. I love him. He's
Mhm.
consistent. He's a leader. He's good for the community. But when he gets out on that field, he scares me. You know?
Yeah, and so I think that's a two-part answer, right? So the very first thing I'll say for all the Dak haters, like friends, I got my brother's a Dak hater, right? What do we always hear when it comes to Dak Prescott, right? He's paying $40 million a year. He's paying $40 million a year. That's why we can't sign anybody. Well,
Mhm.
if you look at it, Sid, he has never made $40 million in any year, and including this right now, right? He was going to be due $49 million, and Dak willingly is what I've been saying, willingly
Willingly,
decided
yep.
say, you know what? Cool. I'll restructure. I will do the Cowboys some cap relief so you guys can bring in talent. So
Mhm.
that's something a lot of people don't really understand. You can't just force Dak to restructure. Dak can really be a prick about it and say, nope, I'm not doing it, right? And really
Mhm.
put the Cowboys in cap hell. He's being a leader and saying, you know what? Let's restructure the deal. Let's work on things so we can create and build a championship team. Now, to answer your second question, do I think Dak is the quarterback that can win the Cowboys a Super Bowl or give her the hump? Absolutely, yes, from a talent perspective. Me personally, I am not concerned about Dak Prescott and the interceptions because what you have to see is a trend line. I always preach this to my viewers, right? If
Mm.
I'm doing something well for 6, 7 years, right? And then 1 year things kind of unravel a little bit, right? Is that a trend or just a blip in the radar? Because people forget the season prior, Dak only threw what I think 10 or 11 interceptions, right? So when you look at Dak throughout his career, he's always protected the ball. Well, what happened this year, Sid? I know you mentioned about him throwing the ball across the middle, interceptions across the middle, but how many of those 15 interceptions hit wide receivers right in the hands and popped
Yeah.
scared and it
Yeah.
was intercepted, right? So a lot of
Mhm.
people don't want to
Mhm.
take that to context. You know what I'm saying? That still goes against Dak. So it's an easy, low hanging fruit for the people who are kind of being casual and not really watching the game. But if you pass me the ball, Sid, and it hits me in the hands and I drop it and someone catches it, that's not your fault, but it's going to show up on your record. So when it comes to Dak, I don't think that, I'm really concerned about the interceptions. I feel like if you get him more wide receiver help, which he was accustomed to, but having Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb, everything will work out fine. But he's playing Noah Brown. What happened? We got moved on from Noah Brown. Noah Brown got a 1 year deal for the Texans. It wasn't a lot of teams foaming at the mouth to sign Noah Brown. Dalton Schultz still ain't got a deal. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason for that, right? You had Jalen Tolbert, who got what 2 snaps in the NFL. You had Dennis Houston. You had T.Y. Hilton. So they were just throwing a lot of wide receiver, Simi Fioco, so many names, James Washington. I can keep going. I'm still going.
Yeah.
Wide receivers that they were throwing, hoping something sticks to replace Amari Cooper. They failed to do that. So if the Cowboys are really going to be aggressive and go help Dak Prescott out, I am not concerned about the interception. It's just a blip on the radar. Now, if the next year he throws 18 interceptions or 21 interceptions, okay, then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, who I love, y'all know I'm a Florida State guy, he has an interception problem. If I've been doing something properly right for 7 years of my career and this 1 year something emerges,
Yeah.
what is the reason for that happening? What's the cause and effect? But a lot of people don't want to dig that deep. It's really easy to say that's the problem. So
Yeah. So with that being said, listen, I don't want you to be easy on this guy. This is my guy, Kenton Lowe.
yeah.
Big shout out to my dude. Dak is a turnover machine, but starting QBs are scarce in the NFL. You can't win the NFL without a starting caliber QB. See the New York Jets.
Mm. So here's the problem, right? With that turnover machine. How can you say it's a turnover machine and this is the first year he's been a turnover machine? So that's like, so I can say Jalen Hurts is a turnover machine, right? Because Jalen Hurts
Yep.
turned through the ball, but this year he protected the ball. So which is it? Is he an MVP caliber quarterback or is he a turnover machine, right? So once again, you can't just judge someone off a blip and the radar because there's a lot of cause and effect. I actually did an entire video when I broke down all of Dak's interceptions and showing what was the reason and what was happening. Now, I'm not saying he was an angel. There were some games,
No.
I'm just, I'm saying there were some games I'm like, why'd you do
What?
that, right?
Yeah.
But when you think about the wide receiver from a talent aspect, you think about the play calling and the scheme of Kellen Moore, but a lot of these stop routes who were super predictable because a guy in Kansas City could tell y'all when the play was coming,
I mean,
right?
yep.
Then you toss in Dak Prescott not being in sync and different things like that. It was just a recipe for disaster. But was Dak? Let me ask you this, Sid: was Dak a turnover problem or a turnover machine versus Tom Brady and the Bucks in the playoffs?
No.
Oh, we skipped that game. No,
I
this
know, of course. Nobody wants. I hear no, 100%.
he was absolutely surgical on the road because remember, the Dallas Cowboys haven't won a playoff game on the road since 1993, and they can't win on grass and all these things. They can't beat Tom Brady. He's undefeated. So Dak goes and slays that dragon. They skip over that part. Let's get to San Francisco. So it's like, you know what?
Yeah,
I get it. He is the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. He's going to take all the bullets. But side of my hat over here, it says context matters. You got to have context in your conversation because if not, we just talking from pure fandom. I could say, I don't know, Saquon Barkley has a fumbling problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
no, but you
So
know
it's
what
like,
it is about what it is, and you know it as well as I do. When the Dallas Cowboys are good,
yeah,
nobody says anything,
oh, yeah,
nothing. The
right,
minute, the minute we have a bad game,
right,
defense doesn't show up. Dak Prescott throws, bro. Everybody comes out the woodworks.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody.
And because it's the easy low hanging fruit. It's easy to sit here and take the field versus the Dallas Cowboys, right? And what I mean by
Yep.
the field, I can sit back and say the Eagles ain't going to win a Super Bowl next year. All right, well, tell me who's going to win it. I don't know. I know, but it's not going to be the Eagles. Well, I have a 30 out of 31, chance of me being actually correct. So I can just sit back. And even though the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, would be like, aha, I told you they couldn't win the big game. Like
Yep.
you waited all those wins and all those. So that's what Cowboys fans do. We can be on a 12 game winning streak. They'll sit back and fold their arms. If we slide and lose that first game, see, I told you, same old
Yep.
Cowboys accident waiting. So it's just like, I get it, but it's lazy. And I understand what's really going on. It's just like, low hanging fruit. I get it. Pick everybody except the Cowboys. More than likely, you have a 99% chance of being right.
100%.
Yeah.
Again, my guy says the offense is clearly a problem with Dallas. The buck stops at the QB. That's the way the NFL works.
That's not how
Listen,
the NFL works, though.
it's not.
Yeah.
He shouldn't even be talking. If you ask this guy, I love this guy to death. He's my boy. He doesn't even have an NFL team.
So yeah,
Ask him.
it all plays impact, right? Because once again, and I even posted a video of Stephon Gilmore, who we just signed. He even said when he was in New England, the Dallas Cowboys offense is predictable. So he knew he said it in the video that I clipped up. He's like, if I know if the Dallas Cowboys run a route a certain way, more than likely they are going to run it again. So with that being said, and when you watch my video breakdown, I knew when the Dallas Cowboys are backed up in their own territory, you know what I'm saying? They are going to run stop routes, which from a defensive perspective, I'm going to jump on it because they haven't shown that they can. Do we beat anybody deep besides the Philadelphia Eagles on Christmas Eve? No. So if I had to guess, if someone's running up a route and they're going to stop and run a hitch, to jump it because that's where it's coming. So there's a lot of things that goes into the whole combination. Like I said, Jack is no angel, but to sit here and say the coaching, the play calling philosophy, none of that matters. The wide receiver core, none of that matters. It's just Dak. That's
dumb.
Hey.
It's a dumb, and we know where the problem. I knew where the problem is. I saw where the problem is throughout the season. People started figuring out CeeDee Lamb was his go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we signed T.Y. Hilton too late in the season,
right?
So he didn't develop no chemistry with anyone. Who else? So Dak's primary go-to was CeeDee Lamb, and it bothered me because sometimes I saw him do it. He would throw the ball in double coverage. Mm-hmm. You know what? CeeDee Lamb a few times tipped the ball up in the air. So there was so many factors that came into play, and I hope this year, and we'll talk about that going later on in the show. We need to get another secondary wideout. We need it.
Right.
CD is the number one. We know it. He'll remain the number one, but we need at least two more solid wideouts to help us because our offense right now is predictable.
Right.
As you said.
It is. And I feel like, moving on from Kellen Moore, this could boost this offense. Now, of course, we still got to wait and see what Mike McCarthy really installs. But, I just feel like, having Kellen Moore pretty much gone is going to help, make it more, I would say, consistent. You might not have the godly numbers that Kellen Moore is used to putting up, right?
Mm-hmm,
I like from the standpoint that, we're going to be just as efficient where you're limiting some of those mistakes and stuff. So,
Yeah. All right. So we also reconstructed. Zach Martin's also got his reconstructed. That cleared up another $7 million. DeMarcus Lawrence also reconstructed. That cleared up $8.9 million. And Tyron Smith also reconstruction 9.6. So I did the calculations. We're we cleared up about 50 million cap space. Can we say that? Close to that?
Yeah, about 46, 48, give or take. Yeah, around there.
Around there.
Yeah.
So we definitely made some moves. I want to see what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do with it.
Mhm.
What do you think the reasoning behind the big, making all these moves for this cap space is about? Is it to go
Yeah.
out there and get ourselves a solid whiteout? Is it for what do you think?
Yeah. So overall, when you take some of that cap space, and this is not include because the signings haven't been factored in
Hmm.
as of yet, right? Because you still have the LVEs, the Don,
Exactly. Yep.
and also the Stephon Gilmore's, right? So you're looking at the Cowboys having around probably like $19 million worth of cap space left over as of right now is concerned. And here's what I said, yesterday morning when I did my video, my early morning videos, that if you saw something happen with Ezekiel Elliott, which we saw,
We
if you
saw.
saw something happen with Tyron Smith, which we saw, the Cowboys are moving money downhill for something. Now, what is that something? That's what everyone's asking, Sid.
Yeah, man.
My back on Twitter, right? Where I believe is the Dallas Cowboys don't have anything definitively that they're working on, but they are in the market. They're dating. You know what I'm saying? They're speed dating right now.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Find
yeah.
out who can be the actual fit to come in. So whether that's OBJ, whether that's DeAndre Hopkins, whether that's
Hopkins. Yeah.
Jared Judy, whether that's Brandon Cooks, like
Cooks.
they're,
Yep.
they're kind of getting the feel, seeing what's the value, and then ultimately, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are going to decide because you don't move money downhill just for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
No.
If
Yeah, yeah.
if you're looking, if you're gonna start saving money up to, saying you're gonna change your spending habits and stack money in the bank, more than likely you have an idea of what that actual money is for. You're not just gonna stack money in the bank just to have it. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
to have it. Yeah.
I feel like the Cowboys, they have an idea of what they want to do. We just have to be patient, Cowboys Nation, to see what really unfolds. Like, it's just not going to be like, okay, boom, they move money, it's on the go. They're going to talk to teams. Teams might say, you know what? I was going to give this guy away for a fourth round pick, but it's Jerry Jones, and I don't like you. It's a second round for you. So they might be out on that deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they might say, you know what? So there's a lot of different things. There's dead cap money. There's a lot of things that goes on with these negotiations, but the Cowboys definitely got their eye on trying to build this team completely because a lot of people didn't hear about the Gilmore thing. No one had a complete,
Nobody.
and then boom, they were already thinking. So I feel like right now the Cowboys still have forward thinking. They're trying to find out what situation fits them the best.
100%. And you're right about that. By the way, you didn't correct me the other day when I was on your channel. I kept saying Gallimore.
There's in the chat. I was looking at you cook though. I was looking at you cook, man. So
Yeah, yeah. And then afterwards, I was like,
I know Gallimore's your guy, man. Got, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Canadian.
Ottawa. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Gilmore was a good addition. You're right. And that came out of left field. Even I was like, oh, where'd that come from?
yeah,
And as you said, everybody's been talking because again, social media is blowing up the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are going to make a big move. Dallas Cowboys are making a big moves. And it's just ongoing and nothing's coming out. And everybody's sitting there waiting.
right.
What is the Dallas Cowboys going to do?
Yeah.
And again,
They
like you
want
just said,
vacation.
everybody has to be patient. We're going to make a move somewhere
Right.
because we definitely need to make that move.
Right. Yeah.
So, so
They're not gonna blindly make them. They're not going to make a move to make a move. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
here's the thing: if they overpay, then Cowboys fans are going to panic. You gave up a first round pick for it. You gave up, so it's like they're going to sit back, gauge the market, see what's really going on, and then make their move. So just
yeah,
just
relax.
yeah, watch a little college basketball. It's spring
Pump the
break.
brakes.
Get your kids to Disney, like Cowboys fans are just like so all the damn times, dude. And it's like
Yeah.
just relax a little bit. Jeez.
Exactly. We always got to be the center of attention.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned before, here it is. We trade for a five-time Pro Bowl corner Stephen Gilmore to the Cowboys for 2023 fifth round compository pick.
Yeah.
Good pickup or not? A lot of people seem to have. I was on social media today and I was looking. Some people have some negative comments. Oh, he's old. Um, he's why'd you go after somebody who seems to be going to different teams every year? These are things that are definitely coming out. And also, there's a positive feedback. He's going to be good for the rookies. He's a good addition to the Dallas Cowboys. He still has a lot to offer. What do you think? I think he's good. I think he's definitely going to come out. He's going to do some big things. He's going to work with the rookies. I think that he has the experience to get us what we need out there to add to the defense. Uh, I I'm happy with it.
So
What
so
about you?
and here's since you've been gone, here's the problem. Here's the problem with Cowboys fans, Sid. Right. So let me ask you this, Sid. Who was the Cowboys' fifth round pick last year? Probably don't know. Hell, I have to look it up my damn self, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of Cowboys fans were saying, how could you give up Amari Cooper for a fifth round?
Oh yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
absolutely nothing, right? Which I definitely agree. We gave up a fifth round compensation pick that's not even ours. We just got it because we lost somebody to get a top, let's say 10 corner, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if he's not what he used to be, he's not top five, he's top 10, right?
You think he's still top? You think he's top 10? I would still put him top 5.
You can have, I would say probably top seven ish, so
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so it's like, yeah, so you gave up a fifth round pick, a comp pick for a
Yeah.
pick that wasn't even really yours for a top, let's just say top 10 corner. And
Hmm.
here's the thing, old, he's only 32 years old, he's played in New England, he went to the Panthers, and then he
The
went to
Panthers. Yep.
sit here and
Cold.
sit here and lie to my face and say he's not better than Anthony Brown. So
Mm,
yeah, is he an upgrade over Anthony Brown? Absolutely. And you
absolutely.
got this guy for nothing. So it's like, for Cowboys fans, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. This is a solid pick, a guy who's been five-time Pro Bowler, All Pro caliber corner that can really come in, help mold our young guys and Trayvon Diggs and also Deron Bland, but also give you upside on the cornerback position on the outside boundary as well. You gotta love. It was off my radar. I think the Cowboys going to pull it off, not for that type of value. So it's like, I saw what Jalen Ramsey went to, Kenton's Dolphins for, but to still get a top 10 corner with the fifth round comp pick, oh, you absolutely got to take that. And we criticize Steven and Jerry for every little mistake. We do got to give them the flowers for, when they actually do pull something off. And I feel like this was one of the times it's like, all right, hats off. You deserve your flowers, but you're not done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%. 100%. So we're gonna go into the big topic here because yesterday I released a video, and I gotta be honest with you, J Tuck. I went and watched your video after, and I felt like crap. I'm like, oh man, I didn't give Zeke any praise yesterday. I was, I was like,
Yeah.
next. I was like, next.
Move on.
Let's move on. But we're gonna touch on a little topic first. Tony Pollard get franchise tag. No surprise there. We're giving him 1 year deal for 10.09 million.
Mhm.
Once I saw that happen, it kind of put the stamp that we were going to move forward from Zeke, right? In,
Yeah.
in, in my opinion, I know there was rumors going on, and that Jerry Jones was going to try and keep Zeke with us and reconstruct and see how we can work with him. And
Mhm.
then I was like, that's not happening. And shout outs to my guy Kenton, you were right. I will tell you, because I was like, oh, they'll at least trade him.
Mhm.
That's how I felt. I was like, he still has value. Let's trade him. But to see him get released the way he did, I was surprised. But then in the end, I wasn't surprised.
Mhm.
So I apologize to you, Zeke. I know God knows if you're, I don't know if you'll see this video, but yes, I do thank you for the time that you had in Dallas. I remember years ago, I was so happy. You were explosive, hurdling over people, doing, what you had to do. But I just felt that drive, he kind of lost that drive, and that's why yesterday I released my video the way I did, and I was just like, you know what? He had a good couple of years for us until he signed his contract. Had a 1 year, one good year after he signed his contract. He had a
Mhm.
solid year, and I just felt like after that it was just a decline from there. But he still has value. I
Mhm.
still think there's a team out there that's going to pick him up.
Mhm.
He is your kind of guy. He'll go get you that first down that you need.
Mhm.
He'll go get you that touchdown in the end zone. I just felt like Tony Pollard right now has a bit more to offer. He's
Mhm.
not as good as a blocker as Zeke was, because Zeke was amazing. His blocking was off the chain. I saw him sometimes block one to two people and still go up there and get the ball and still go get some yardage. So that's what I'm going to miss from him. But overall, I just think it was time for us to move away from him. What do you think?
Yeah, and it's hard, man, because y'all see him. He's back there, right, on my wall, man. Huge
Yeah.
fan. We all are, man. We all love Zeke, and Zeke has been a lightning rod for this team, this organization since the moment we drafted him back in that 2016 draft. But running backs get old, man. Like a lot of people don't understand, it's not like the old days anymore when you have a running back. I think Adrian Peterson was the last generational
Mm,
back that was kind of just one of those guys who would just, damn near 40 and still kind of got it. You maybe toss Frank Gore in there, even though Frank Gore kind of trended down. So like it happens, right? Running backs pretty much age in dog years in the NFL. So, when it comes to Zeke, granted, a lot of people hold him, hostage because of the contract, but he held the contract and Zeke had foresight. What Zeke was saying is, you guys are running me into the ground early and you guys are going to franchise tag me. And then by the time it's time for me to really get my money, I'm going to have zero value. Nope, I'm going to get my money now. So I understand why he held out. Now, should the Cowboys
hmm
have caved? That's a whole different conversation because I believe they shouldn't, right? When that whole thing happened, when Zeke was in Cabo, they should have been working on the quarterback instead. But I digress. But
Yeah, we
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But,
yeah, I remember those talks.
yeah. But it's like, when it comes to Zeke, he done everything that we asked him to do. He played hurt. He helped in the blocking game. Like he never really wavered because honestly, if Zeke wanted to be a diva in this playoff game versus San Francisco, that Kitten's talking about that Dak played so bad, even though he really didn't play that bad,
Yeah.
Zeke should have been throwing his helmet. He only got 4 carries that game.
Yeah.
You go back to Tampa last year, the opening, he got 4 or 5 carries, right? And he saw what was happening, kind of Tony Pollard getting the push. He never pouted. He never, threw a helmet. He never, caused any stress in the locker room. He continued to praise Pollard with the best duo, this and that, where it could have really went the other direction. So Zeke has been, a consistent pro. Now, early, it was like I said, it's a little slippery, you know what I'm saying, when he first started, right? With the off the field stuff, but he grew up, he matured. And so as a Cowboys fan, Zeke gave us everything he had plus more. I mean, hell, he had 800 yards this past season and what 15 touchdowns or something like that. So it's like, what more do you want from a man who's getting older? So it's like, I
Yeah.
understand why we had to move on from Ezekiel Elliott. Do I think he's done? Absolutely not. That's a false narrative. I feel like Zeke is going to get picked up somewhere else, maybe whether that's Tampa or, maybe he goes to the Dolphins or somewhere else or the Chargers with Kellen Moore. But I feel like Zeke still has value. The problem was, Cowboys Nation, is you franchise tag Pollard for 10 million.
Pollard.
Like
Yep.
just mentioned, you can't pay Zeke $16 million. That's $26 million at the running back position. Y'all want to cry about Dak's contract? That's something you cry about. Now, here's where I think the Cowboys may have just messed up. If they would have been patient, or if they would have let Tony Pollard hit the market, as we're seeing with the running back market, when you saw what kind of happened with Miles Sanders and some of the other guys, they're getting around 5 mil, 6 million.
Yeah.
So maybe Tony Pollard hits the market and finds out, hey, your value isn't as high as you think it is, and you sign Tony Pollard for $6 million for a
Five,
couple of years.
six. Yep.
Yeah, and then you have Zeke restructure where he's taking maybe $5 million this year. Okay, now you're allocating $10 million at the running back position to keep both. But I feel like the Cowboys, they wanted to keep Zeke. It just couldn't work out financially. They got Malik Davis in waiting. This draft class of running backs is just hella deep.
Crazy.
And so they're just like, you know what, Zeke, we appreciate you. Zeke did not get, which I definitely love and appreciate, he didn't get the Dez Bryant treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like they talked to him,
No.
like Dez was kind of just like pushed out, where it was just like, man, what the hell happened? Versus Zeke is like, you know what? We talked to you, we tried, you know what I'm saying? We love you, and everything. It's just the nature of the business when it comes to the running back position. I mean, we'll probably be sitting here in a few years, sitting having a conversation about Dak moving on, trying to hold back tears. So it's just part of the business, and it's just unfortunate that 214 Dak and Zeke, those years flew by, man. Like
Exactly.
by hella quick. And so, wish Zeke the best of luck in wherever he goes, as long as it's not Philly or the Giants or Washington. So
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And just so you know, I just pulled it up. Zeke had 876 yards and 12 touchdowns.
yeah.
So
So
don't tell
people
me.
want to call that wash.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and speaking about people that are gonna miss him, I have a little clip that I want to show everyone. There was a release that came out about Dak. I'm not gonna play the full clip, but I'm just gonna play what Dak had to say about Zeke, and we'll get back. And I want to hear your response to this little clip. So let's check it out.
Tough, tough. Yeah, it really is. It's tough. A brother, playing the game with a brother, being able to start this NFL career and share so many memories and grow up as men with this organization. I really can't imagine taking the field without him. Something I don't know if it's completely hit me yet. Obviously, I've talked to him. I'm hurt. I'm sure he is, but it's more important for me just to be able to support him. I know he's got more opportunities coming his way, and love that guy. Proud of him. Number one supporter in here for him no matter what. Zeke's a guy that, man.
Listen, ouch. You know what? I watched that, and he said it. And there's a key line that he said there.
Mhm.
We grew up as men.
Mhm.
You said it earlier when Zeke first started. He had a little. Remember, he pulled that girl's top down. It was
Mhm.
on the social media. The media was like, "Oh, what's he doing?" And he said it right there. We saw these two develop as men, and
Mhm.
I think I have a picture of both of them. I think is that the. I think I sent you the same one.
That's the one I got. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, that picture means a lot. I'm waiting for it to get. It's getting laminated,
Mhm.
and that's forever gonna. Those two were amazing together. They grew up together.
Man.
They developed the team together. I remember when Dak got injured, Zeke took it really bad, and he started to take the team on his shoulders, and so on. So it was nice to see those guys develop. But what do you think about what Dak had to say there?
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because you never like losing a favorite, and you know what I'm saying. Like when you think it, you can't think of Dak Prescott without thinking about Ezekiel Elliott. Like
That's
they've been so connected from even when Dak won the Rookie of the Year award and had Zeke on stage. You know, like you said, grew up and they had the guns out, the water guns in the club like situation. Like so, they've been through a lot together. They was always roommates on the road. You know, when we go back to Oxnard, you know, for the birthday with the cake, like they've
yeah.
always been connected like this. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how this thing's work now with Dak Prescott, because not only did Dak lose Ezekiel Elliott, but people got to remember he also lost Kellen Moore. So he
Yeah.
lost two good
Two.
connections in
Yep.
that locker room. And so is he going to feel alienated? Now, I feel like he won't. I feel like a lot of the people ride for four, but it's just like not having your guy. It's just like me doing all this stuff I'm doing right now without my guy Sid next. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the hardest thing is probably going to be when Dak, yes, hater, when Dak finally gets the opportunity to hold up that trophy, and it's being like, man, 21's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be, you know, it's just like, yeah, Zeke was always a lightning rod. And I tell people this: the one thing I'm gonna miss about Zeke, and I said this in my video, is that Zeke chant in the stadium. Without that,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like Paul, or I don't know what the hell we're gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, you know, it's gonna be dead, man, because you know, when it's gritty time and we need that first down, and Zeke goes ahead and gets that first down and he does this, you just feel a charge. You just feel a
That
charge.
yeah. That
Yeah, you just like,
ah.
you know, just like I don't know. Someone's gonna do it. So I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna. There's certain things I'm gonna miss from Zeke, and yeah, definitely he brought an explosive. I didn't go see a Dallas game, so to hear you say that in your thing in your video yesterday that you're gonna miss that chant, and
Yeah.
he, I missed the Coop chant,
Yeah, that's
man.
what I'm saying.
Like
So we had two. We had Coop, we
Coop,
had
yeah.
Zeke, like you were constant. Now we got first down, you know, like I don't. It's always dead man anyway. Like now to
Yeah,
use that, man.
somebody's gonna figure out something because
Yeah,
we gotta get somebody who has you know,
yeah,
some kind of chant.
right.
So yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna just cover a few rumors that are OBJ again. They came out today. Supposedly, Dallas Cowboys are interested. Um, I, I'm torn. I'm torn. Part of me doesn't want OBJ because I think he's a diva and I think that he's asking for too much. And
Mm,
part of me is like, oh, maybe he'll be a good addition. He'll be a good secondary. It, I hope he's not going to expect to be the first because that ain't happening.
mm,
But you know, but is he gonna come with that mentality about, oh, I'm a better receiver than CD Lamb is, and I should be your. These are the things that I'm worried about,
Yeah,
right?
you got to understand when you buy OBJ, you're buying the complete package. You know what I'm saying? You're buying him, you're buying his father, you're buying the attitude, the fearlessness, you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, in all fairness to OBJ, you wouldn't want anything less. You know, you want the arrogant, cocky OBJ that feels like he's the best wide receiver in the world, or especially you're overpaying if you're trying to give him $20 million, right? So it's like I feel like OBJ, he would be a nice addition, but once again, going back to what I said earlier, at the right price point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying 20, 25, 20, I'm not doing all that. So,
No,
yeah. But if you're able to get him, let's say 15, 16, maybe let's say 19. I'll keep it fair. Let's say 19. I'm all
I
for it.
don't even think he's worth that much. Like we
But,
spoke about this the other.
but here's why I'll say that what he'll add. Like I said, we just lost that Coop. We lost that Zeke chant. OBJ will be a lightning rod offensively. And I feel like that's what the Cowboys don't have. It's just we have it on defense. We got Micah Parsons. When I need to get something done, I need to play, I need something to happen, I got Micah Parsons, right?
Yep.
When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys offense, where is that fire? Where's that spark? Where's that passion going to come from? You lost Zeke. CD is a dog. Y'all know how much I love me some CD Lamb. Hell, he's right here. I got a painting. Salute to my guy. But he's not that fiery personality. You know what I'm saying? He's just even kill. So you need someone out there that is really just a tremendously dog offensively. That's going to be like, nah, give me the ball. I got it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's why we've been kind of falling short versus San Francisco, because offensively, we don't have that guy who's going to say, nah,
The go-to.
give me the ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Amari Cooper was wide open, 2 years ago in the playoffs. He just never said that. Like, whatever, I'm open, they're not giving the ball. You know what I'm saying? Last year, CeeDee Lamb got opportunity, but they wasn't nowhere around. They didn't care anything. Michael Gallup, you know what I'm saying? So we need that guy, like, nah, forget the 49ers. I'm not scared this moment. Give me the ball. I got him. He can't do anything. That Dez Bryant, which is my favorite. We need that offensively in Dallas.
Yeah.
Either get into OBJ or DeAndre Hopkins, or are we going to draft it? I need it.
I want Hopkins. I'd rather Hopkins over OBJ. But I saw a social media clip that Belichick is up in his ear, and he's a big fan of a Hopkins, and something's going on there. And I just hope that doesn't. I hope that falls through, so that Dallas can get the chance to definitely reel Hopkins in, man. Do you rather? Wouldn't you rather Hopkins over OBJ?
I'm going Hopkins. Yeah. I'm going. Getting DeAndre Hopkins is the equivalent of what happened last year when the Eagles got Brown.
Yeah. Totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what to call him, Antonio. AJ Brown. But
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Everybody, that was a shock. When that happened, I'm like, oh shit, we're fucked.
Yeah, I remember. Like, I tell people, I was in the draft room in Vegas, and then I was sitting around some Philly news writers. And the crazy thing is, like, the AJ Brown trade happened. They're like, oh, the Eagles just traded for AJ Brown. So they start typing on computers, boom, boom, boom. And then a few minutes later, it was like the Eagles drafted Jordan Davis, and the wall shook.
Oh, no.
Like, can you watch our stuff? Real quick? And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, man. Like, nah, damn, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, when the season started last year, I'm like, the Eagles are stacked. They were stacked.
Like, so many Cowboys fans hated me, bro, to the point I got like death threats in my inbox. I'm just like, listen, I'm not a lot of y'all. We gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, bro, they are stacking the clip. They are the little kid who we used to push down the slide all the damn time, and then he went and took karate classes and started lifting weights.
Coming
back to fight, bro. So we better be outside after the lunch bell, because you know what I'm saying? That's how I felt when it came to the Eagles. And you know what I'm saying? On Christmas Eve, we scuffed them up a little bit and let them know.
Yeah, we did. Man,
you ain't big enough, but still, they put on some size.
Yeah, they did. And they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with this year going into the season as well. Don't count them out, man, because they're not making much.
They're hurting a little bit, but they still there. They're still in
They're still there. They released Slay, and then they took him back. I was like, what happened there?
That was
so
crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy. So yeah, man, I hope the Dallas Cowboys. I think this is what the big move is, right? This is what we got to do. let's do that big move that the Eagles did last year.
Right.
Let's do our big move this year.
Right.
Let's do, because our offense, we have a solid offense. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
We need to fill a few key positions, and I think that will definitely be a force to be reckoned with. Our
Mhm.
defense, I'm good.
Mhm.
I'm good now. I think our defense in the last 2 years has been solid. Now we just added another addition to it. I
Mhm.
think that I'm not worried about the defense. I'm worried about the offense.
Right.
So with that being said, quickly, and then we're gonna do the wrap this show up. And I appreciate you being here with
Yeah.
me on my comeback, on my return. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have my stuff coming and all that.
Yeah.
But what's the key position that we need to fill up this upcoming draft?
Yeah. Well, so let's take OBJ, the Andre Hopkins. Let's say the Cowboys just sit on that money, that big.
Yeah, let's yeah,
You know, they're sleeping on
100%.
it, right? Like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah.
Then it's wide receiver for me. I got to go wide receiver because once again, I'm not leaving Dak out to hang. You just lost Noah Brown, and you know that just is what it is, right? But even though I was high on Jalen Tolbert last year, he's still unproven. Like I want to get a guy where I know he's going to hit. I know he's going to be ready, right? And I feel like this draft class has a lot of prospects that you can plug and play right to this Dallas Cowboys offense because I feel like we have CeeDee Lamb. He's our number one wide receiver, right? But here's what a lot of people don't think about and knock on all the wood you can find, right? If something was to happen,
we're done.
we're screwed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Bro, I was thinking about that this season. I'm like, please stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So if that's the case, like I need a guy out there that like, okay, if that was to happen, we can still keep things afloat, right? And it's just like, you know what? Even if we have CeeDee Lamb out there, I need a guy that we can trust that can really become a wide receiver number 2 and /3 along with Michael Gallup. Because I'm not trusting Michael Gallup until I see Michael Gallup fully return. And I feel like Michael Gallup coming off the ACL last year, he wasn't really himself. He kind of got rushed out there, but I need a guy where other defensive coordinators when they'll sit back and say, God damn, how do we cover this? You know, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. People are like, well, Dak had Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup. See, we never really got to see what that 3-headed dragon looked like. And that's the sad part because, you know, you had Michael Gallup week 1 versus Tampa and Dak lit up Tampa coming off an injury week 1, not this past season, but the year prior when we played on the road. And then Michael Gallup got hurt. All right. And then you had Michael Gallup finally come back. And then you had Amari Cooper get COVID. And then you had CeeDee Lamb get a concussion in Kansas City. And
I remember that.
Gallup gets a calf. And so it's like we never really got to see go in there fully guns blazing with Dak Prescott and this 3-headed dragon, which was unfortunate. So for me personally, I'm trying to load the clip at that position. And the second position I'm really trying to load is the defensive line. I want to make our defensive line, specifically in the interior, as nasty, grimy, disgusting. I was the type of player said they ain't washed his practice pads in weeks. Like I want to get fat, nasty, greasy. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm building, even though Philly is in our division and the Giants are starting to stack and make moves, my eye now is on the 49ers. Just like how the Eagles got beat up by us and they went in the gym and kind of got themselves bigger. All right, now 2 years in a row, the 49ers have scarred our face up, that slid our jaw. It's time we learn how to fight. And the way that you fight the San Francisco 49ers, you get tough and nasty in the trenches on the offensive line and also the defensive line. So that's what I'm looking to do in Dallas on the wide receiver core and also in the trenches. That's why my key focus when it comes to the draft.
Do you think that 26th pick overall, we can go get that solid wideout? You think there's that deep in the pick order? There's enough solid wideouts that we could definitely go and get.
We can, but I say this frequently online. The Cowboys have this stupid Six Flags ride rule, right? You got to be 6 feet or above, Sid, to ride, right? And here's the thing. Hey, what's going on? What they have the stupid 6 foot to ride rule, right? But I don't care because a lot of the best wide receivers in this class are under 6 foot, but they're speedy, they're route runners, they can do a lot of different things, they're surgical. Break the rule, Cowboys. And when I say that, I'm talking about Zay Flowers out of Boston College. I'm talking about Josh Downs out of North Carolina. There are 2 wide receivers that will be sitting there at 26 possibly, that if you get them, you could walk out with the best 2 wide receivers in the draft. but you gotta let them ride. And they're not 6 foot, so they're 5'8", they're 5'9".
Oh, okay.
But they pack a punch, and they're speedy. They can do a lot of different things. So, but we'll see. This is when the fun starts. This is why I love draft season.
Draft season coming, man. April's around the corner. I'm gonna start doing my research. Like I said, I haven't done my research much on draft picks and so on. But I definitely will be checking that out. We're definitely gonna. We're definitely
news for you. Said you got a friend indeed that does it nonstop.
I know. Yo, trust me. Sometimes when I want an update, let me go on J channel.
My homework, man.
Let me go see what's going. I saw you at the combine. Your feet up with your notepad. I said, okay.
Man, just working, man. So like, it's just been a huge blessing, man. But I love the NFL draft. Last year was a huge blessing to be that up and close with the players, man, to see their dreams come true. You see 6'3", 6'7", 380-pound kids just crying tears of emotion and hugging, man, and high-fiving, man, almost tearing my arms out the socket. So it's really nice to see. Now it's going to be in my own backyard here in Kansas City. It's going to be even more fun, man. So I can't wait till the draft.
So you're going to be at the draft this year again?
Yeah, buddy. I'm going to do a lot of draft content on my channel. So I'll be behind the scenes. I'll be out there, like day 2, I'll probably be outside a lot more. Now, let me warn everyone who's coming, possibly. Kansas City's weather is unpredictable. It's snowing right now and hailing right now at the same damn time, right? But yesterday I had on shorts, was out there, running in my backyard. So you never know. So pack some shorts and a tank top and pack a trench coat.
A winter coat.
yeah, bring a coat too, man, because you never know. But it's definitely gonna be a fun time here in Kansas City. Kansas City definitely knows how to put on a party, and Chiefs fans are gonna be riled up because they win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
Show out.
Yeah. Listen, I hated both those teams. But I just wanted the Eagles to lose more than I did Kansas City.
Yeah, I had to root for the home team, man. And I ain't gonna lie. What's that mean? Say I ain't gonna lie. They had me in the first half, man. I was the Eagles got up by 10, and I saw Pat Mahomes over there screaming in pain. I'm like, you gotta be kidding.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. But 100%. I was happy when they won, and I said because I could not deal with a year of these Eagles fans trolling us, talking about how they got another Super Bowl, and I just couldn't deal with it. You don't understand how many Eagles fans there is in Canada. It's brutal out here, man. And I ref, so a lot of the coaches are Eagles fans, so I hear it all the time, man.
No flags on them, man.
Yeah, 100%. Man, J Tuck, I appreciate you coming on here with me. Guys, definitely go check out his channel. Check him out for the draft. He always does some amazing stuff. I wish I was out there with him. But Canada, somehow, there's some news about, just let you guys know, Canada is now in negotiation with the NFL to have some games be played here in Montreal, Canada. So that's going to be huge. I hope that it happens. But J Tuck, let them know where to find you, man.
Yeah, man. My guy said, man, welcome back, man. We miss you, man. We happy to have you back. So, anytime, bro, you need anything, I got you, man. It felt good. Yeah, you guys can follow me on my YouTube channel, CFO Sports, on YouTube. Comment, like, subscribe. We talk about all things Dallas Cowboys. We have live shows, videos. Right now, we're doing a lot of draft content. We're actually going to do a draft show here tonight, here in about 20 minutes with my guy, Big Game James, Law Nation, Boss Cowboy, and DMV in the OC. So it's always a fun time. Great guys in the content community world space. We'll talk a lot of draft there. And then also follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. Also CFOsportstalk.com to get your merch, man. If you're CFO gang, man, we got hats and everything out there. And then also you can catch me on the radio here on W810 radio, W810 WHB radio, Kansas City, ESPN Kansas City, with my guy Darren Smith, talking all things sports. Right now we're talking a lot of March Madness. My bracket's already busted, but we're still gonna have some fun and talk some March Madness, man. So having a good time, man. Come on by. We appreciate every one of y'all.
Yeah, man. Big thing. I told you, man. My guy J Tuck doing big things, man. When are you gonna quit your job and just do this full time, man?
I don't know, man. I just stay working, man. I got so many things going on. I even got new opportunities outside of this, man. So like I said, I'm truly blessed and thankful for the opportunities, man. And it all starts with you, man. You and Skywalker for believing in me at the beginning when I didn't even think this was possible. So look how far we come, man. So I can't thank you enough for that, Sid. And You know,
Yo, man.
who knows what's the end game? You know,
Yeah, we don't know.
you might just be turning on your TV one Sunday and see Jay Tuck with a play call and sheet out there on Cowboy.
Yeah, we'll definitely be on the lookout for that, man. All right, man, J Tuck, I appreciate you, man. I got nothing but love for you. Looking forward to hooking up this year. We're definitely gonna hook up and meet face to face, man. That's definitely on my bucket list. So be on the lookout for that, y'all. I really enjoyed this evening with you. Thanks for all the insight, like always. We're definitely gonna be chopping it up again. Be on the lookout, guys. Don't forget to subscribe at my YouTube channel, Dallas Cowboys, the number 4 life. I'm gonna get to that 1,000 mark subscribers, and then we're definitely gonna be doing big things. So again, thanks for tuning in. It's Montreal, Canada's own. It's your boy Sid, and I'm out.